Hey guys, welcome back to an inverse value gap video. Today we're going over an update, okay? This is a rough draft of an update that we are going to be releasing very, very soon, hopefully. Hopefully sometime around November 1st, okay? We're gonna be going over this, so we will jump right into it, all right? So I only have 8 days loaded here because if we load too many days, NinjaTrader gets laggy, and sometimes will freeze. So we did some updates, okay? And here it is. I added an extra filter time. Great. And then we made some tweaks to the indicator filter. Sometimes it would take shorts when it shouldn't. Sometimes it would take longs when it shouldn't. Should be fully fixed. It was already 95% of the time. It worked flawlessly. The other 5% should be good now. That is tuned. We have placing stop loss at the nearest swing point. That's just whenever we need to rename this. Okay, but place stop loss at nearest swing. We'll show you that here. Flatten at market close, break even stop at 1-to-1. Sometimes as well, with the current version, break even stops work about 95% of the time. The other 5%, sometimes it just doesn't move your stop to break even. And that's about it for right here. This is just a rough draft version, but the rest of these is just Joey settings, my settings that I posted in the Discord. So yeah, if we jump into it, check the strategy performance here for the last 8 days. And if we remember correctly, last week on the 16th, 17th, which was last week, I'll even double check here because I don't remember fully, but yeah, Thursday and Friday last week were pretty rough for the Autotrader. This seems to have solved it. So $5,600 of profit with 500 risk per trade over the last 8 days and only 1,500 drawdown. So that's super good. So that's from October 16th to October 24th. And this is the P&L chart here, again, from the 16th to the 24th, and go by hour of day. It's again on 24/7. You could obviously, find some times of the day that work the best, but this is just on 24/7 for the test here. And that's it, right? So 5,600 profit, 1,500 drawdown, and let's dive into it. So again, we have longs above the EMA and stop losses placed at swing points. So in this trade here, it took a long here. 1-to-1 is here, and do you want to know why the 1-to-1 was there? It's because the stop loss was here, right? 2-to-1 is up here, 1-to-1 is here. There you go, right? It places under the nearest swing point. Same thing over here. This would have placed the stop loss right here. Okay, we can grab our risk reward tool. Stop loss would have been around here. 2-to-1 hit right over here, right? It's not going to be exactly perfect because of slippage and stuff, but we can see here another long. This is just today. 24th CPI day, long here, stop loss at the swing point. It hit the swing point, we lost. Again, rough draft version, right? Over here, full TP win. Again, I think this trade was stopped out if you didn't have it below the swing point, and it definitely would have. But in this case, it was a full TP because stop losses are below the swing point. We'll keep reviewing here. A long break even. Okay, break evens are now fully functional. Another full TP. This one long, stop under the nearest swing. This is the nearest swing. Okay, there you go. Because at the technically you could say that this where did I just go? Technically you could say this right here was a swing point, but this wasn't really formed at the exact time of entry because this candle that it was entering off of, this swing was technically forming, so this is the nearest swing. If you get what I'm trying to say there. So under the swing point, here we go, another short. The nearest swing point is up here. That's the nearest swing. Stopped out there. Keep going. Okay. Not every trade wins. Long here, stop under the swing. It hit the swing. It's okay. We move on. Here, partial win, break even. Move on, right? And we have a short full TP. Again, the stop loss would have been up here. We can grab our risk to reward tool right here, short entry, and stop would have been above the nearest swing, which I believe was right here. And yeah, 2-to-1 down here. So it was on above here was that stop loss. Same thing here, short entry. This is below the 200 EMA. Stop at that swing. So you can see what I'm trying to say here. Stop losses above swing seem to be pretty cool. I think it's good addition. The EMA filter should be fully functional. The break-even filter should be fully functional. Again, this is just a rough draft. Sometimes you're going to get trades like this, though, where if it's super volatile, you'll have a trade where, you know, it's entering here, right? And the stop loss, the nearest swing's all the way up here. So this is pretty big, right? This is 30 points overnight. So 2-to-1 ended up being down here. Do I even have this on 2-to-1? Yes, I do. Okay. So there you go. Sometimes they'll have too big of stops. In this case right here, this is so close to that 200 EMA. The code is just reading it as below because it technically is pretty much below on the line. This one's too close to call. Fully functional though. So it's just sometimes how the code gets read. Long here. And the only way we could fix this is if we were to put like some sort of buffer where, you know, you'd have to wait for a couple candles to close or something like that, which wouldn't work for this because it's a scalping strategy, right? Short for a partial win and a break even. Keep going. I'll just review these 8 days for you guys. We have a long and a stop out, and then another long and a stop out, and a full TP here. Again, it was only 1,500 drawdown over the last 8 days on 500 risk per trade. So that's pretty low drawdown for that high of a risk. Another partial win, break even. Would have ended up going fully to a win there if you didn't have the break evens on. But this one stopped us out. It would have stopped you out a few points even if you had an offset. But that one that ended up running, if you did have a pretty huge offset there, which we're looking to add that as well. A stop loss offset. This one full TP. This one full TP again. Again, the stop loss is like over here on the left. This one, the stop loss would have been fairly big, right? Entry here, stop loss is gonna be down here. You're looking at a 60-point stop, right? Now it did end up hitting full TP, but you just have to be aware it's literally hard coded to just simply put it below or above the nearest swing. Sometimes that's gonna be still like a decent price. Sometimes it's gonna be pretty big. So that's where you'd want to find that max stop loss size that you would allow, right? So move on here. We have 2 longs here, both lost. It's okay. Like in this case, again, the swing point, the nearest swing point was right here, right? So that one got stopped out fairly quick, and that's okay, right? Keep going. We have a short loss over here, another short loss. All good. A full TP win here on the short. And again, this one would have gotten stopped out on the original stop loss placement, which would have placed it most likely right on this candle bar here. So original would have been about here, would have been a stop loss. Now it's placing it up here, right? And it hits that full TP. So I think the swing points is a huge addition. And I don't know why we didn't think of that first, because this is a lot of user feedback, right? Some more partial win, and then that's all that gets loaded, I think. So you need to load a few more days for it to actually keep taking trades there. But that's, again, from, what is this, October 16th, which I don't think it took any trades there on the 16th, 17th to now. So again, pretty cool. Thought I'd get this out to you guys. This is, again, just a rough draft for the strategy here, okay, from the 16th to the 17th and so on. So rough draft. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm trying to get this update out soon. Okay, we're really trying to get it out by November. Make sure to join the group if you haven't. And if you're in the group, stick in the group because it's only getting better. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you later.